Now, the one possibility there is I'm also hearing from multiple people that Sony will actually have a show the first week of June. I can't confirm that, but I'm hearing from a bunch of different people, and maybe that's just scuttlebutt. I can't confirm that, so I'm not putting it on the Game Mess list.
You have no idea what you're in for.
I'm keeping my fingers triple crossed for you, Jeff. But regardless, welcome back, true believers and all you PlayStation players out there, to another very interesting video. So recently, it has been rather silent from Sony in terms of receiving any major news updates pertaining to any of their upcoming first-party PlayStation games. Especially taking into consideration the recent news that has been officially confirmed by other gaming outlets, like Xbox and Summer Games Fest, is that we do know for sure that both of them are going to have their own standalone showcases within June. And even though it is exciting in its own right to see exactly what Xbox and Summer Games Fest are going to fully unveil during their own individual presentations, we're still being kept in the dark from Sony as to what they have going on in terms of any upcoming showcases. Whether that relates to a smaller length state of play that primarily focuses on one individual game, or a much more eventful and lengthier PlayStation showcase similar to the one that we did receive in September of last year, which obviously is where we received the initial reveal trailers for Marvel's Wolverine and Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Well, hopefully it looks like that we may not have to wait that much longer, if this rumor turns out to be true. Now don't worry, because I know exactly what all of you must be thinking right now at this very moment.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
But if any of you know me and the types of videos that I tend to make, is that I usually don't go out and talk about every single quote-unquote rumor and leak that pops up, considering that the majority of the time most of them do turn out to be fake, or that the source that it comes from doesn't have any credibility whatsoever. But this time around is that based on the video's intro is that this source has actually been pretty credible in the past and is a fairly reliable industry insider. However, I definitely think that you should take everything that Jeff Grubb says with a grain of salt just in case it doesn't turn out to be true. Even though the major gaming conference of E3 might be out of the picture this year, there still is plenty of hype around the usual June announcements that are coming from multiple gaming outlets. So again, it definitely would make sense if Sony would want to try and fight against the competition by also showcasing their own upcoming gaming plans during a specific showcase in the month of June. But as for what exactly PlayStation might end up showcasing during this possible event, that still remains to be seen. Fortunately, there is a pretty detailed PlayStation Lifestyle article which does break down exactly what we could see during this event. And as PlayStation Lifestyle goes on to state is that Santa Monica Studio has reiterated on several occasions that God of War Ragnarok, which is still without a release date, is scheduled for launching in 2022. Considering we're well into 2022 without a Ragnarok-focused state of play or any hint of a release date, our first guess is that Kratos' upcoming adventure will be the star of the show, which in my opinion I completely agree with. Considering that God of War is one of Sony's most well-known IPs, and considering that Ragnarok itself is the next major first-party title to release from PlayStation Studios, whereas Marvel's Spider-Man 2 can still wait a little while considering that game releases next year in 2023. Now, in addition to this, Square Enix has said that it's almost ready to share more about Final Fantasy XVI, which is currently exclusively in development for the PlayStation 5. And speaking of Square Enix, Luminous Productions' PS5 console exclusive Forspoken has been delayed to October. So there is a possibility that we'll see an update for the game at the event should the rumors be true. Sony has a lot of projects in development right now, so there's a lot more to show than the aforementioned games. There's the rumored Silent Hill game, Deviation Studios' first-person shooter, Haven Studios' live service game, Bluepoint's rumored Bloodborne-related project, Naughty Dog's Last of Us multiplayer, and the list goes on. And for the case of my channel, that list obviously includes Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which may or may not appear during this potential upcoming PlayStation event, considering that the main marketing that Sony is focusing on right now is likely going to be highlighting God of War Ragnarok above all else. And if there is any chance of us receiving a Marvel Spider-Man 2 update during this potential PlayStation event, I do think it might be something much smaller in comparison to what they might end up showcasing for God of War Ragnarok. Ragnarok. But nonetheless, a lot of PlayStation fans are extremely excited to see exactly what Sony's next move is going to be. And if this potential PlayStation event turns out to be true within the first week of June, that excitement is only going to increase even more. But with all that said, everybody, that's the video that I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think of this rumor from Jeff Grubb indicating that there might be a PlayStation-related event within the first week of June in order to coincide with the other gaming events like the Xbox Bethesda Showcase and Summer Games Fest? Besides Marvel's Spider-Man 2, what other PlayStation game would you like to see appear during this event? Are you excited for God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us multiplayer game, or any other type of first-party title in development right now? Let me know all your thoughts. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more PlayStation-related videos like this in the future. And without further ado, peace out.